Okay, we're going to share some quick tips for you just to get yourself working with G Suite across kind of a range of platforms. And there's a couple of tips that you may not have realized existed. So the first one is around emails, and it may be that you're doing some work in the evenings or the weekends. Obviously, no expectation for you to do that, but if it's the case that you are, you may want to consider using an additional email tool. And you may not have come across it before. So just once you've compiled your email and you're ready to send, rather than sending it straight away, you'll notice there's a little drop down that says more send options. When clicking on that, I can schedule my send, and it will give me some suggested times and dates, but I can then pick a time and date for when I want it to go. So quite often, if I'm doing something in the evening, and it might be that I think that I don't necessarily want to disturb my colleagues in their evenings, I might choose for it to go the following morning. But it might also mean that you can then obviously delay someone responding to that as well. So just pick the time that you want, and it'll go. You can see it in your scheduled emails. They're ready to go beforehand. Again, you can go into it, edit it, change it, delete it, reasonably straightforward. So that's the first tip, is scheduling of emails. The second tip is a quick way to create new documents. So in your internet browser, so in this example, Chrome, I can just write docs.new. When I press enter, you'll see it will take me straight into Google Docs. And this will store this file in my Google Drive. This will store it in just the top area of my Google Drive. It won't actually be put in any folders or anything like that, but I can start working on that straight away. As and when I want to save it somewhere a bit neater, what I can do is, let me just add something to it. So some random mumbo jumbo. So it'll save it. I can then go File, and then in that option, I can go to Move, and then I can start to put it into the appropriate location. What I can do is click on the arrow here as well, this arrow on a folder here. It's a shortcut, and this will also give me the same option to save me going through the menus. I can do the same, not just for documents, so I can do slides.new, and this also works for forms and sheets as well. So I can get started working straight away without much of a hold up, which takes me nicely into my second tip. And this is around creating timers for your classes. So if you're creating activities in your presentation, it might be that you want to set the students a period of time for them to have a go at a task. And one of the easiest ways to do this is if you insert a video, and this is cheating a little bit, but if you insert a video from YouTube and say, for example, 20-minute timer, and it may not be 20 minutes you want to add, but you can then just embed a quick YouTube video clip of a timer so that when you're doing that lesson, you can then just press play on that video and you'll see a timer will go through, and that'll be embedded within your slide depending on how your design is. So it's a bit of a workaround of getting a timer in there, but there's plenty of options that you can choose. The final tip for this video then, I'm going to create a document again. So I'm going to go back to docs.new, and again, this can get messy in your top folder if you keep doing this and don't save it in the right places. So just remember to do that. And this is this extra tool. So in Tools, you'll notice that there's voice typing. Voice typing gives you this little menu here. When I click to speak, this is a test of voice typing, and you can see that it's reasonably accurate. Again, you might need to check the text that you're writing. If you're mispronouncing words or deliberately being difficult, then you may need to check it. But you can see that for the vast majority of text that I've said, it's picked it up correctly and accurately. But it could be a quick way to assess student work. Again, it's worth noticing as well that in this recording feature, it can do foreign languages as well. So if you're an MFL teacher, then it is a case that you might be able to use this tool as well. I think that's worked quite effectively. Again, as I said, you might want to check that as well, just to make sure that it has recorded that. So there's 4 quick tips there. So scheduling emails, the docs.new, slides.new, you can do forms and sheets, as I said, as well, embedding video timers into your presentations, and this voice tools command to turn your speech into text.